Good morning, friends. It's the 4th of June today, and I'm Katie Carney, and this is my Flosstube number 82. Happy Sunday. It's early here, not too early. I really like when I get to film before I go to mass because then I feel like after mass I can change and just kind of have my Sunday and whatever. And I was thinking I wouldn't get to mass until 11, but it looks like I'm gonna make the 9:30. Go me. Anyway, I hope everybody's had a great 2 weeks. I have. It's been good. I'm still feeling good. It's been wicked hot though. And I've been busy, so I haven't had a ton of stitching time. There's certainly been stitching time though. So I have lots to show you. And first off, I want to so last time I filmed, I showed you guys the great vintage haul. And one of the comments was from Kathy, and she said that she had done the Madonna that I'm going to do for my friend Bernadette. And I was like, I need you to send me a picture. Well, she did. And let me turn my screen up. She sent it to me yesterday. Talk about perfect timing. It's stunning. Look at that. Look at that beautiful stitching. She is just incredibly talented. It's just so beautiful. Wow. Kathy, I'm so impressed. I hope mine looks half as good as that. It does make me not want to give it away, but last week I let's call it turning my patterns. It's like changing over your winter and spring clothes. I pulled all my patterns out and I kind of organized them. They were just everywhere. Not the books, not the magazines, but the patterns themselves. And I forgot that I have Madonna of the Garden in the Garden by Mirabilia. I don't have like a photo of it, although I have a screenshot of someone else's finish because I just have the pattern. Let's see if I can find that, because I said to myself, you can just make that for yourself instead of, because I mean, I could stitch the Madonna with the lilies twice, but I'm not gonna. I don't stitch things twice. But I do have that pattern, and she's stunning. And so now I just have to find the perfect pattern and kit it up. Because I don't have 86 other projects. Although I thought that I would end the year with about 20 whips, and I think I'm going to be under that. So I feel pretty good. Anyway, let's get to it. So first, I have an FFO. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of Rivendell that I picked up, and it was framed. But they had at Hobby Lobby not put glass in, and I picked it up and I paid for it and I left. And I was like, the Shire had glass. Everything else I have gotten framed there has had glass. And I kind of hemmed and hawed, and on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, I went back and there was a female framer there who I've never met before. And I said, I'm happy to pay for the glass, but it should have glass. The first one in the series had glass. I got the same frame, I picked a similar matte color. It should have glass. So they didn't charge me. And I said, okay, well, when do you want me to come back? And she's like, well, can you shop for 20 minutes? So she took the backing off. She cut the glass. And I think I was there maybe a half hour. And she gave me a new, she fixed it, put the backing back on, and it's beautiful. So just give me 1 second and I'll pull that up. So there it is. So for this one, I picked it's like a light purple or a dark purple. And it's got a little bit of texture that will never show up on camera, but I could not figure out a color. The Shire was in green, a green matte, a dark green, probably this color here, but I did not want to do green again because I don't want them all to be green. I want the matte to match the picture because all the frames are the same. And I do prefer a dark matte generally. So there it is. This is Welcome to Rivendell by Country Magic Stitch. I did this on 14 count Aida with the called for DMC 4 strands tent stitch. So what I do is my tent stitch pieces, they kind of go a little cattywampus. Like they go like, instead of being straight like this, they go a little bit like this. And so what I always tell them for country magic is there's always a seam up here. And I always say, I'll lose part of the seam at the top. You can cover that to make it square. And that's what they did. And it was beautiful without the glass. There was nothing wrong with the framing. They did a gorgeous job. It's got the feet. They already put the wire on. Very impressed. That was not the issue. It was just I wanted glass. The girl who put the glass on called the manager of the framing department, and she said, do you know why we wouldn't have done glass? And he said, well, I didn't frame that. I know who it is because I've had a lot of stuff framed, 5 things framed there. He said, I know who it is. You know, I don't know why. And I said, I was like, you know, when I picked up the Shire last year, I hadn't asked for glass. It was just there. And I said, that's great. It's going to my dad's house. He's a man. He doesn't dust. This is better. So that was why I felt like this needed to have. So there were 2 reasons. One, he's a man. He doesn't dust. Not that all men don't dust, but my father does not. And because the first one in the series has glass, I feel that they should all have glass. So anyway, the framing costs $43 with everything, which is actually cheaper than the Shire was, which does lead me to believe that they didn't charge me for the glass. But the frame might have been on a different sale. I don't know. It was cheaper than the Shire was. And I love it. The frame is, I think it's 11 by 14. It's a very small mat. The Shire was a very small mat also. But I don't want to go bigger than that. And I do like the country magic stitches with a little mat. So like Hogwarts that I did for myself was on 18 count Ada, and it's got and it's also in an 11 by 14, and it's got a big mat. But I love it. Okay, so that is my FFO. What else did I work on? Oh, let me show you my knitting. So I'm working on The Traveler by Dre Renee Knits. That's this. I am using a DK weight wool. It's a heathered color. It's beautiful. And I separated for the front. So I did the bottom part, and now I've added stitches for the underarm, and I'm starting the front yoke. So I have, and then I was also, because I have it on 2 different needles now, because I have the back stitches on hold, I do think it's going to fit me, which is always, you know, the concern. So hang on one second. I'll get this all. I don't want to lose any of the stitches on the back because they're just on a cord. So the back stitches I had just on a cord, and then they were kind of coming off, so I added a needle, but it's in a different size because, you know, I only have one of each size. So at one point last week, I stitched the front yoke onto the back held cord with the bigger needle. So there's one band of this is the wrong, couple rows are in the wrong size. It's fine. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying not to drop it. There's not much to see because it's just a sweater. It's meant to be loose, and it definitely will be, but that's the front. So it's like an accordion. Whoa. So it'll stretch out. And that's true to color. That's what it looks like. So I get, I don't know, maybe 5 rows done a day, a couple in the morning while my breakfast is cooking and I'm drinking my coffee, and then a couple at night while I'm watching the news with Fra. It depends if I watch a whole hour of news with her or if I just watch a half hour. So that's my first whip. And then I picked up Firefly Fairies, which is one of my technical whips, but I started it when I had COVID in December. That was not a good time to start anything. And I was using an opalescent fabric, center start. I had not made a copy of the pattern, so I was looking at the actual pattern, but trying not to write on it. And I just could not, between the 36 count opalescent, the COVID, the pattern, all the color, it was too much. So I went to rip out the fabric that I was using. I had maybe 100 stitches in, but they were 2 threads on 36 count opalescent, and I could not get all the stitches out. And then I was like, do I even like this fabric? Turns out I didn't. So I picked out another 36 count by the same dyer. It's hand dyed by Rolanda. And this, I don't know what the color is, but it's so this is the pattern. I'm not doing the bleach spot because that's no thank you. And then I got a couple of days stitching in on, I'm on this sleeve right here, which was the center. Because that's the thing, lavender and lace, got to do a center start. It's like a Mirabilia, can't start in the corner. So let's go right way. So that's what I have done, which is not much. It was a couple nights, like maybe 2 or 3 nights of stitching. And then the issue is I needed to, so I don't bead as I go, but I do Krynic as I go, and there's a lot in this. And I need to figure out if I can sub in the Diamante that I normally use instead of Krynic, because it calls for number 4 braid, 4 colors, 1 Sol d'Alger Krynic, I don't know what that is, and then a Rainbow Gallery 2 strands of Petite Treasure braid. So there's several colors of, you probably can't see that. There's several colors of Krynic in there, so I didn't have the bandwidth to figure it out that day, so I put it away. I got a new start on it, and I will continue it. It's now in the rotation. So I'm not putting it into my tub of whips because I do want to sit down and figure out what I'm going to do about the Krynic. I would be really happy if I could just use the Diamante or whatever it is from DMC, because I have it and I have every color. But I'm sure I can't because that would be too easy. So that was my first whip. And then I have been working on my Mill Hill kit. I have finished the actual stitching and I started beading it yesterday, and I will either continue beading it today or I will work on Jesus. I don't know yet. But anyway, this is Winter Holiday Collection Santa and Rudolph. And this is him with the stitching done. And you can see where I've added the beads at the bottom. So there's 2 different size beads in this because, you know, why not? But it is very cute. And then for the beads, I do not use the floss for the beading. I use just a, like, fishing line. Whoa. Wonder Invisible thread, but it's like fishing line. So you can't see it. This is 1,500 yards. I will never need to buy this again until I lose it, and then I will have to buy it again. Jen and I were talking about that yesterday. She lost hers and had to order it, and I was like, oh, that'll definitely be me. It's like Flosstube. I open one, and then I use it once, and then I promptly lose it, because that's who I am as a person. So anyway, Mill Hill. And then I have lots of other whips also. So I have been working on, there he is. This is a little bit of haul. I got myself one of the Savior Stitches bags from, is the name of the company in here? No. I don't remember what the name of the company is, but they find old stitching and they turn them into project bags. And this felt like the perfect bag because someone gave me Jesus, the pattern. And the bag says those who bring sunshine to the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. And so the person who gave me Jesus gave me sunshine, and I really liked the colors of this bag. So, and it's funny, the person who stitched it, their name starts with K. I never add my name to my stitches. Maybe I should. Anywho, this is a Vervaco pattern. You used to be able to get this at Hobby Lobby. Now you have to get it online because Hobby Lobby doesn't carry anything good anymore. And this was gifted to me. So this is Jesus, and this is my Sunday stitch. I am using the kit Ada, but I did use the DMC conversion that Vana has on her YouTube page. I think her Stitch With Me, where she worked on this, that's where she had it listed, and that's where I got it. So I've worked on this 3 or 4 days, and it's moving right along. So I have, this is all in here is completed. This is the nose, and then I finished this color and the white down here. So I think I've gotten quite a bit done for a couple days. It's not though. I mean, this is, his head is not small. So what I have done is like here. So there's a lot more. But I don't want to move the scroll rods until I have to. So I worked on this. I started it on Ascension Thursday, and then and that was only a little bit. And then I worked on it on Pentecost. I think I've worked on it for 2 Sundays, and then I worked on it for Memorial Day, I think. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to work on it today or if I'm going to try to finish this Mill Hill. I might do both. So what's nice is there's only 6 or 7 colors, and so you can just move kind of right along with it. And then I had a big piece of haul last week. It's over here. There it is. Ignore my messy desk. I got a light with a magnifier. Y'all. So I have an Ott light, like a cheap one, and it's fine. I liked it, except it doesn't attach anywhere helpful. So I couldn't really use it because it would just be falling off or twisting. I couldn't move it. It would fly off into the air. It was not good. So Vana had talked about the light that she used, and she has it posted in her blog. I found it from her blog on Amazon, and then I did some shopping. The black one was $10 cheaper, and there was a 10% coupon, so it was well under $100. I had some credit, and I love it. I stitch so fast because you're just like boom, 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 boom. You can just see everything. It's not in the way. I love it. It's very bright. And what's nice is because it's hot here, like up here in the summer, I've been able to turn off, because I don't have an overhead light because my ceilings are low. So I have like over here, I have a light where I sit. There's a light. There's this one. And I've been able to turn most of them off because they all put off heat. And so I just have like this one and one of the overheads on, like not overheads, one of the $15 lamps, one of the bulbs on. And it's fine because I have the light for stitching. So I love it. It's great. I've only used it for 14 count, 28 count so far, but part of the reason I got it was because I wanted to work on something on 40 count, and I can see it, but I'm more likely to make an error. So anyway, that was a long-winded story about my haul. So that's Jesus and some haul. My grandmother is stirring her coffee downstairs. I don't know if you can hear that. She's so cute. She does she beats up the cup when she stirs her coffee. All right, so then I did have to stitch on something after I put Firefly Fairies away. So I picked up by Told in a Garden. This was a whip, The Harvest. And my goal was to do the quilt. The tree's done. Figured I'd do the quilt. I'm trying to get like the big stuff done so I can move on to the smaller stuff. I'm using 28 count Stony Point, and I think that's just a Witchelt color that they carry, but I could be wrong. And I'm using the called for DMC, which are beautiful colors. You know, the more and more I use DMC, the less and less I'm like, you know what, I need fancy floss. I don't. DMC's great. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. So that's the colors. And I finished the quilt last night. And here it is. So it took a long time because it's dense, but it was very easy. It didn't take a long time. I started it, I think, Saturday, and then I didn't stitch on Tuesday. I didn't stitch on Wednesday. So I only worked on it like Thursday night, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, and I finished it yesterday morning. Yeah, but I love it. Love the colors. I love that navy. Love it with the tree. Love it. Very easy, beautiful. Love it. And I think that's all my whips. So now I will show you the little bit of haul I have, and then we'll talk about plans, and then we'll talk about my next video. So I think I told you last time that I am in the process of collecting all of the Lavender and Lace, Butternut Road, and Told in a Garden pieces. So when I see them come up on Stash and Load or eBay for cheap, unless there's one that I really, really want, and then I will pay a little more, but like cheap, I get them. So I have a spreadsheet on Google Sheets, so I can pull it up on my computer, I can pull it up on my cell phone, and I can check and see if I already have it. And I have what the pattern is, and then I have the link to her website so I can see the pattern, because a lot of times when people post these, they don't put the name. And then how much I paid for it, if I have it kitted, if I've started it. And then I have 3 sheets, so one for Lavender and Lace, one for Told in a Garden, and one for Butternut Road. So I do think that the ones I have a lot, are the ones that are easy to get, and that I am getting to the point where it's getting more difficult to have them. So I am missing, let's see, about half of the Lavender and Laces. I have 35 and there are 65. Told in a Garden, I have almost all. I don't have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 46 and I have all but 18. And then Butternut Road, I have all but 5 of them. So I'm getting there. And I haven't put these in yet. Anyway, here is what I got. So this is Butternut Road, the teacher. This is Told in a Garden. I think this is one of the quilt ones. This is Told in a Garden, Amish Kids. I like that one a lot. This is Told in a Garden, Family Treasures 1. This is Told in a Garden, The Gathering. Oh no, Peacemakers 2, excuse me. This is Strawberries, so I think I have all of the veggie or fruits now. This is The Auction. This is A Band of Angels. This is so cute. This is Lavender and Lace. I think I have 2 of this one on accident, so I might be doing a giveaway. We'll see. I have to double check. If I have 2 of this, I'm going to give one of them away. And then this is Ice Angel. So it's the angels for lavender and lace that I don't have a lot of them. And some of the lavender and lace you can still get on like everything cross stitch. So when I do an everything cross stitch order, I often will add a pattern of the ones I don't have. It's stupid collecting them. It makes no sense. I will probably never stitch them all, but I love them all and you can't always get them, so I'm getting them. I'm also selling a bunch of patterns, so it's fine. My other piece of haul is the Blessed Mother. That is the same company that's Jesus. And so this is probably Mary when the angel came to her. She was 14. Can you imagine? 14. You are going to birth the Savior for the world. 14 years old. I was not that mature at 14. Anyway, my plans are... I think I've told you a billion times that I started cross-stitching because I wanted to do Country Cottage Needleworks Glitter Village. And I have indeed done 3 of them and 1 of them twice because someone wanted to buy it. So, no, I didn't. I've done 2 of them and 1 of them twice. So I have done this Peach House. And I have done this one. And I think that I'm going to do the church next. And then I'm going to sell them all. Because my tastes have changed. So I'm going to do the church on the called for linen, which is raw silver. And then I'm just going to put it in my stash. I haven't enjoyed working on the fabric. I just don't need a whole series of Glitter Village pillows. I always thought I kind of knew what I wanted to do with them, but now I'm going to do the 3, and then I'm going to do some of the Nutcracker ones that I like, and then sell those. I like Country Cottage Needleworks and, what's the other one? Country Cottage and Little House. I do, but they're just not what I'm called to stitch on right now. So, going to sell this set, I think for $50 all in. There's 8 of them. I'll include the shipping. I think I'm going to do Stash Unload because that's where I buy stuff from. I've sold on eBay before. I've never sold on Facebook. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not going to do that until after I finish this one. So this coming week, I will work on this beautiful church. It is very pretty. And I love the stained glass windows. That's actually why I want to do it. And then when that's done, I will pick up one of my last whips that I have. And that's Owl Forest, the rail yard. And this is on 40 count. This is why I needed the light. So we'll pick this up, work on that. And then I think for my next video, I'm going to do a whip parade mid-year. I have worked on, if not all of my whips, all but like 1 or 2. And I don't think I'm abandoning any of them. It's just that I haven't gotten to them yet. So I want to do a whip parade before July because July is going to be all Christmas. So if you like whip parades, I'm going to do one. I love whip parades and I watch them all year long. So if you're a stitcher and you have a lot of whips, show me them. Because that's my favorite part of Flosstube is whips. So anyway, I hope that you're all well. It was really nice to catch up with you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I will talk to you all soon. Stay safe. Bye.